Welcome to another episode of Creators Outlet, sponsored by our friends over at the Inked Marketing Team. You need a little extra help with your Kickstarter or Indiegogo? Contact Kevin over at Inked Marketing and see what they can do for you. Speaking of which, we'd like your consideration for Loco Hero from Monty Michael Moore. It's up for Ringo Awards this year. Just go over to www.ringoawards.com and vote for your favorites today. And now we'd like to welcome Frankie B. and Matt Blair from Kaiju and Cowboys.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Woo! Woo!
all excited.
Great to be here.
Oh, yes.
Matt found some place that he's got better internet, sitting, enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah, well, I think also having fewer people on the stream also helps.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm no indie. Well, I might stick my finger in a socket once in a while, but that's about it.
Well, hey, it's a great day right now. We actually got past our funding, and now we're just moving forward.
Stretch goals.
Yeah, now the cake is done.
And writing that contact high.
Now we need the icing on the cake.
Frankie's hearing music in the back of his head. I'm a hustler, baby.
It never stops. It never stops.
Never. You can't stop. Not in this business.
No, not in this business.
It never stops. It never stops.
No, I mean, I'm almost up to 130 episodes. I've only been doing the visual podcast like a year, so I'm like,
wow.
And and there's like a small handful of people that have been guests on like multiple episodes.
Yep.
Otherwise it's just, that many people? I go, well, I kind of do now. And it went well enough that ageradio.org grabbed me and was like, we would really like to have your show as a podcast on our network. Okay, let's get her done.
Well, it's giving us a chance. You're giving a platform to indie people. Like, we would never probably get seen or noticed by a lot of the big podcasts or shows or whatever. So you're giving a voice to those indie, the new up and comers. Well,
I'm basically doing my favorite thing in the world is hanging out in Artist Alley and talking to writers and artists and colors and whoever else won't have security escort me from their table.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Sour Grapes Tim. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh. Call out.
Yeah, congrats on hitting the goal, guys. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. This is the second Kickstarter I've actually run ever. The first one, I don't like to talk about a whole lot because it was back in 2013 when I was young and stupid and didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I over-promised and under-marketed amazingly, and I made I was asking for $9,000 and I made 100. And so this is already 20 times however I can't do math. This is already infinitely better.
Yeah.
So
dude, math is hard.
It's all thanks to you guys. Well, no, that too. Yeah, people willing to liberation for this. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I'm not the biggest kaiju fan on the face of the planet, but the inspiration for it came a couple years ago when I was listening to a online class that was taken by Brian Michael Bendis, of all people.
Oh.
And like he said that one of the things he loves doing is talking to the artist and drawing and like writing what they want to draw. And so that's something like I was internalized, and I thought, what would Frankie like to draw? And if you know Frankie for any period of time, you know what he likes to draw. You know what he likes to do. And I was like, okay, kaiju, what can we do with that? And then last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometime early last year. Yeah, you said you wanted to do like a kaiju western, and I was
Yeah, because it was weird. A lot of people know me because of my Robot God Akamatsu stuff. So to me, I always felt that Robot God Akamatsu was great. When me and James Biggie put it out, I mean, people really loved it. People still talk about it today. They're always asking about it. And I just was like, it ran its course technically. It really did. It just ran its course and whatever. So now me and Matt have actually been working together for like over now 6 years, I want to say. And we've been working on a web series called The Secret Lives of Villains. And then we worked on a few short stories that got published in Alterna Comics. And then it was like last year we started talking, going back and forth. And I don't know how the conversation turned to Cowboys and kaiju. I know it was kaijus, but then somehow Cowboys. And I was like, yeah, I love the West too. And just started concepting. And then we just said, okay, well, Matthew said, let's just throw something together and see what happened. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's a creator from the Netherlands.
They are. Nice. They really, really are.
And he's got a book out now. Already working on his
I'd say
book,
hello in Dutch, but my Dutch is terrible.
Yeah.
All I know in Dutch is the paint company, Dutch boy. There.
Oh,
that's all I know.
I'm just happy that the name is catchy. Like people have latched on to that name because that's the start of something. That's the start of a brand. That has a name, like it just flows nice. It's like Kaijus and Cowboys. And that's it. Simple as that. And it's like, boom. Okay. All right. I'm in.
I saw the promo piece, like the shared Kickstarter post.
Yep.
Before I spotted the names, and I'm scrolling back, go, oh, Kaijus and Cowboys.
Yeah.
Man, Frankie B. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, dude, have you seen this? And apparently you have. So I was like, cool.
I know him.
Then I shared it out, and I jumped on.
I hope so.
I jumped on the other week when Matt couldn't keep a connection because there were so many people on the stream.
Yeah.
I'm not on with those guys all the time, but they, Randy and Lola and Varian have all been on episodes with me. And I've been on like a bunch of their different podcasts, which is always fun because it's like different stuff to talk about. But,
well, it's definitely a genre now that's starting to get a lot of notice. I'm starting to see a lot more because as soon as we're doing it, we're already seeing like other people that are doing kaiju related stories.
Mm-hmm.
And each one's different. That's the great thing about it. It's like it's not everyone's trying to copy the same kind of thing. Everyone's telling their own different kind of story. The artwork looks totally different and unique. And I just think that right now is just a great time for the fandom, because we're seeing all this indie stuff. There's no excuse for people to be like, well, we're not seeing it. Well, it is. People are pumping it out. Yeah, Godzilla too. IDW's putting out Godzilla books, but also over here on the left side of the field, there's like a ton of indie guys like ourselves that are pumping out some really cool and original characters and stories.
Oh yeah.
Well, come on over and read it. Come on, check it out.
I am. Like I was telling you in the pre-show, Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon have a combined story universe. Mm-hmm. Plus, Matt is in a heavy metal band, and they made a piece of vinyl, and it's the splatter vinyl.
All right. Wow.
So basically, everyone is different because they're all done by hand. They all basically look alike, but like a snowflake. No two are alike.
Wow.
So I'm gonna have to break up my 1200s and hook up my DJ system. Man, my neighbors are gonna love me.
Crowdfunding is changing everything.
Oh yeah,
it truly is. It's putting a lot of power in the hands of the creators. It's allowing us to truly be able to connect with the fandom. Because I mean, for me right now, at the point at looking at our campaign, I'm just happy the fact I'm sitting there going, X amount of people are actually going to get the book. Mm-hmm. That actually excites me more than anything. It's like the fact that it's literally going to get in these people's hands.
Yeah, really, because we were talking yesterday about like the best way for American indie guys to get their books overseas where it's affordable because of the postage rates being like so ridiculous.
Yep.
Is to get people overseas just to get eyes on the book so they know it exists and they can check it out. And if it's something for them, they're going to spread the word, and more people in their area might be interested in it. But you gotta have that PDF tier. Yep. And some people don't care. They're like, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing. I don't care. And one of my followers from the UK is like, he decides whether he's gonna back a project is if it's a big hardcover that costs $50, but shipping costs $50, he's gonna say no.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
yeah. So the hardcovers, because they weigh more, are gonna
make sense.
Get that postage up. Sure. But if there's a soft cover option, even if you can save like $5 off like a higher shipping, you might go. You might dive into it.
Well, the great thing about our campaign is that the funny part is that this is just an exclusive comic to this campaign. Mm-hmm. We're already picked up by a publisher.
Yeah, I was excited to hear that.
Yeah, that's
on Indie Volt Radio. There you go, Varian.
Yeah, so we're already set. Now it's really about producing. We got to produce the products, for the series. Mm-hmm. But that's the extra little cherry on the top of the cake. Yeah.
But what people need to understand is
shameless plug.
This Kickstarter issue is going to be a key issue of the Kaijus and Cowboys series, because this is like first appearances, first time the book's been in print, and then it starts a brand new series with the publisher.
Yep. That's right. And trust me, we're not nervous. No nerves.
What are they looking at for an issue run on?
This is a 0 issue. It's a 0 issue.
But I think we're looking at what, 12 issues, Matt?
No, none at all.
Oh, wait a sec. Matt, we're looking at 12 issues, right?
12.
Yep.
12 issues. And 12. 12. And I mean, I can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I think we're just getting a little bit of lag.
We're getting some
the screens are starting to get a little janky, but yeah, it's 12 issues, and I don't know what the word on trades is going to be, but it should be at least 2 trades.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And again, that's the fun part about it is that you don't know. I mean, if people really like it,
okay,
then who knows?
Standing still for a couple minutes, letting it catch up.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the fun part about it. It's like actually putting something out and just, saying, hey, there you go, folks, check it out. I mean, I almost wonder if that's how Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman felt, or like Brian Pulido felt with Stephen Hughes when he's putting out Lady Death and Evil Ernie, or on the Ninja Turtles, when they just put something out and then you just sort of hang back and go, okay, it's out. Now let's see what we can do with this,
So
hey, Ashley, so Mike just suggested, Matt, that if you cut off your cam, maybe it saves some data usage.
Yeah, if you just hit stop cam on the bar.
Yeah, just stop cam.
It'll just put your icon up, and you can still talk and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean Yeah, that might stop the lagging a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see if that works. I mean, you don't need to see my face.
No, we know what you look like, man.
Yeah, you sound better, Ashley. There's no lag. You sound better. Yeah. Oh, fantastic, dude. There you go.
So, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Little tricks.
Yeah.
Nope, that was the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
So, tell us about the publisher who picked up the series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to worry about data usage a whole lot, but like, yeah.
Is it still lag?
Good.
Yeah, I think Mike's still catching.
Yeah.
Matt's still catching up some.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, he's still catching up.
Well,
I'm gonna have to get a better icon than the standard.
Well, the publisher that we have is called Second Sight Publishing.
Oh yeah,
and you've heard of them?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay.
I deal with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So they definitely. It was kind of weird because we had sent Kaijus and Cowboys out to a few publishers. Well, Matt did, and we didn't get anything back and stuff. It was like, okay, we kind of were expecting, not to really hear anything, and then finally, it was like a weird fluke where I happened to be on LinkedIn, and his name is Marcus Roberts was on there and stuff, and I actually complimented him on another book that they were having come out. And I said, by the way, I said, congrats on this book coming out and such, and hey, if you happen to check out our thing, then more power and that kind of thing. And I just left it. Next thing I know, he contacted me. He said, what are you talking about? And I said, yeah, we sent Matthew sent Kaijus and Cowboys over, and that's it. I said, no big crazy thing, whatever. Just you check it out when you can check it out, and that's it. And he's like, no, we're gonna do it today. And he literally that day, we were like going back and forth, and then we finally got mad into it, and then they were like, we like it and such, so we want this to be part of our our line of books and stuff. So we said, okay, great, thank you. Now we have a home.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like goes, yeah, we got picked up by a publisher.
Yeah, that's great. So now
we were planning on having the Kickstarter regardless, so this was a very nice bonus.
Yeah,
nothing like getting that bonus plan.
Oh god.
Well, it sets up that whole thing where now it's kind of like we for me, I know for myself, where my mind's constantly thinking of product now. I'm like, okay, I want to make sure that everything is, the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. I want to make sure that this book is the best. Like, that's in my mind, that's what I'm constantly going. And I'm trying to control myself so I'm not going too crazy, but I'm like, I want this to be the best work, because it's going out there. Now we have somebody who's going to be publishing, and they're like, okay, we're going to take a chance with this. Now we got to step up to plate.
Yeah, you get it into stores and all over the place. So
I think they'll get. I think they run in previews too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of their books run in preview and stuff, and they've been doing pretty good. So we just got to see.
Yeah, I don't think they previews lets anybody
everywhere
under a certain amount appear on the FOC page. Yeah. But every store goes through the whole catalog because they don't want to miss something that they think they can pass on to their audience.
Another thing too is that many indie people like ourselves, we're not going to just be relying on previews and Diamond. We're doing stuff like this. Like, this won't stop. This will be part of that whole thing where you can't just go out there and be like, okay, these guys are going to care enough about it and and try to push it. We got to do that work too. So it's gonna be a nice, but that's what everyone's done. I mean, that's what the Ninja Turtles, the guys did. They hustled hard. Brian Pulido and Stephen Hughes, they hustled hard, and look where it got them. Tom McFarlane hustled hard.
I've had plenty of people that have gotten made it into previews one way or the other, and they still come on, still shill their book. But now they have a PX code to give out to people.
That's great.
That they people watching it they can write it down, they can screenshot it, and call their local comic shops, or if they're ordering themselves through like my partner on one of the podcasts gets all his books because there's nothing around him, so he gets everything through discount comic book service.
Yeah,
but if he's got a code, he can cross-reference it and check it out too.
Yeah, if you're an indie publisher, indie creator, you have to constantly be out there talking about your book, our books. You have to. There's no stopping, because the thing about it is that many of these indie people like ourselves, we don't have the level of finances to like pay for an agency, an ad agency, to constantly be our marketing agency, to constantly be paying for that, 24/7 kind of thing. And so it's actually good for many creators because it gives us a chance to connect with people. I think that's what's been missing with a lot of people, that sense of connection. Like saying, okay, well, why are we rooting for you guys? You guys are working on this book and stuff. Who are you? Why do we want to read this book?
And conventions are starting to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, big tech is
have to make a couple personal appearances now.
Oh, what happened, Matt?
Yeah. Big tech has spent the last 20, 30 years trying to get us all to connect to each other over these devices. And, it's about time people started using them the way they're supposed to be used.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree.
So,
I must admit, I think that, in a weird way, because of the pandemic. I think that forced people. You had no other choice. That's kind of weird. Like, you literally were forced to start doing this, finally get out there and start talking and communicating with people. And especially for individuals like ourselves, where we're meeting fans, and fans are seeing our artwork and seeing the written stuff that we do and connecting that way and stuff like that. So, yeah. And I think that now it's just continuing. It's just another flow of that.
Yeah, Mike says art is only 40% of the time he spends on his comics. The rest is marketing and keeping up all his contact.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He spends on his comics.
Let me put that down. I actually want to try, as 40%? We're talking.
Wow, someone's got a lot of time on their hands.
Oh, man. Well, actually, I want to try to share this too, some people and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to let you share that out. I'm going to bring up the campaign and play the video here for people.
Oh, great. All right.
Bum, bum, bum.
The lone hunter walked through the ruins of the settlement town and surveyed the damage. He knew it was too late for them. All that was left was the one job he was designed for. What he was built for. What he was programmed for.
Right.
Hey everyone, my name's Matt. I'm the author of Kaijus and Cowboys.
Hey guys, I'm Frankie B, the artist on Kaijus and Cowboys.
Thank you so much for your interest in this awesome project of ours.
We're both huge fans of the giant robot / monster genre and wanted to create the coolest, most action-packed comic that we could think of.
The artwork for the comic book and all the big rewards is already done, and all we need is your support to help pay for printing and shipping.
So thank you for your time and support in this campaign, helping us to keep the creativity strong and the art flowing.
Whoa. There we go. when I'm bouncing back and forth between two screens, it's like, oh, it's done.
And I have to congratulate Matt again on doing the video for that and that voice, that the narrator voice. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's Mark McCauley. I found him on Fiverr, and like, because I mean, you're hearing my voice right now. I don't have the voice for a Western, and I was like, well, let's see if I can get a voice actor going on here. So I was like, I want someone who sounds like Sam Houston, and he was there for that. So that's how that happened.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I go, wow,
yeah,
it almost sounded like Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Sam Elliott. Sam Houston, Sam Elliott, same difference.
Yeah, I know.
One's dead.
Yeah.
It's like same difference. I can't afford either one of them, so I got this guy.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
Actually, no. I did reach out to Sam Elliott on Twitter and haven't heard back yet. So I'm sure he'll get back eventually.
Did you send him the video? You should send him the link to the video so he can hear the voice. He might get a chuckle out of that one.
This is what you could have done.
I know, huh?
But I found someone better. No.
Man.
He was probably suffering with Gwyneth Paltrow having to eat bread.
Oh.
The horror.
Oh, no, not bread, but that.
Jeez. Hey, yo, Comic Talk with Pops. What's up? There's all our lovely rewards.
Hey.
Got some trading cards in there.
And is this
yeah, and this is the stuff. This is just the stuff that's going to be mass produced. We've got custom artwork by Frankie as well.
Yeah, I mean,
it is not entirely outside of the realm of possibility.
Well, I have that's the patch design, which I can't wait to see that. Yeah. And then we have the stickers.
Yeah, me neither. Me too. I can't talk.
Stickers. I'm gonna need a bigger computer. every time I get another project and it comes with stickers, and I have to look for some place on my case to put them.
And then
you get like a wall. You get your sticker wall.
Yeah, there you go. There's a little demo. I wanted to show a demonstration of the sketch card, like working on a sketch card. Because you always hear when people hear sketch cards, I think they only think of something that's going to be like this really rough sketch and whatever. And I'm like, nah. It's like I've done work for like companies like Upper Deck, and and worked on some IPs like Voltron and stuff like that. So my level of doing card art is you're getting artwork, but it's just going to be smaller, reduced.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually saw this video on your page a few days ago.
Yep.
And I didn't comment because usually I comment, wow, you're fast.
Well, I think that's another thing that happened to me because of the pandemic was that for many years, other artists would be like, hey, Frank, you should get a excuse me, a YouTube page. And I was like, I don't know, I'm so busy and whatever. And then because of the pandemic, I started thinking about it, and I said, man, back in the day, I used to carry a portfolio around. And, and then if I have a page or a web page or whatever, I would show like my stuff on the web page. And I said, maybe I'll just use YouTube as my portfolio, as a way to just show people that this human being is actually drawing this artwork and stuff. And you know what? Lo and behold, people like it. So it's been a good tool. It's been a fantastic tool in just expressing that human level. Like this isn't just, because I can do digital coloring and stuff like that, but I'm a traditionalist. I love the fact of pencil, pen, marker to paper.
Yeah.
To create something. And I'm not looking to try to get perfection. I don't know what perfection is. All I know is I make artwork and that's it.
Perfection is the time when you finish a piece.
Well, there you go.
Perfection is impossible, but we can sure as hell try.
Well, I think that one of the things about it is that's the whole dilemma sometimes with digital artwork. And I'm not trying to throw shade on digital art because as somebody who works freelance art, I can understand why people would do digital artwork, because it's fast. It's very fast. It cuts down on time and stuff like that. But with that said, there's something to be when you look at how organic the artwork is when it's done by hand. You know, there's no, and you can just see some of the stuff in there, like line weight and stuff like that. Shit, you could tell that it's organic. Sometimes with digital work, it could just look like flat art. It just looks like static art, like someone just cut and paste something that says boom. Now, granted, there are some people that are tremendous with the digital, using digital, their digital skills and stuff, and their stuff can fool you. But that's in my opinion, that's very rare. Where you can go, oh wow, that you can't tell that that's not an actual organic, like drawn by hand piece of art.
Oh yeah. It's I mean,
Mike brought up a good thing right there. He says I do digital prints because they save me a lot of cash on art paper, and that's great. But then I will come back and ask you, Mike, in some degree, as somebody who's an artist who's been in the field for 30 years, how do you say if as the time goes on and you're out there and whatever, how do you make additional money if you don't have physical artwork to sell to people? Because that's what many of these great artists do. They're making money in the secondary market, selling many of their comic book pages, their comic book covers to collectors and stuff like that. That's where I when I look at people who only do digital artwork, I wonder, I go, man, are you cutting off a huge source of income by just doing digital artwork?
Yeah, and I don't buy into that NFT stuff.
We're still trying to figure it out ourselves, right, Matt?
Well, yeah. NFTs are I don't know. For me, it feels like NFTs are very much playing the part of just like regular high, like so you've got like the high art scene. So you've got like the people buying the Picassos for millions of dollars, right? Yep. And the Picassos, like the reason why that happens, the reason why they pay so much is, long story short, it's a tax dodge. And it's a way to it's a way to invest your money in a way that it will remain safe. And you can take your painting and you can stick it in a vault somewhere, and it will hold its value because there's only one of those paintings. And from what I understand, NFTs are kind of trying to do that, but digital. Like the creation of an NFT makes a digital image unique, and it makes it possible for one person to own it, and it also makes it easier to track, which it has some creepy ramifications further down the line, but we're not thinking about that. So you go online and you buy an NFT, you're basically buying a piece of original art, and which is why these NFTs are starting to sell for so much money, because you have all these people that are trying to keep their money safe. But they're basically cryptocurrency for art.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But see, what's interesting is in the collector market, the major thing with collectors is all about bragging. Collectors thrive off of the fact of owning something that they can say, I got bragging rights, that I'm the only one. Like, I don't know any collector. Well, there's two things. A collector first gets it because they love it. They love whatever it is, the artist or whatever. Second is they're getting it because they're saying maybe in their mind that it has some value. Maybe if something happens bad and I'm married or whatever, then my family can have it and they can flip it and make some money, that kind of thing. It's a tangible kind of thing. And then the third part is just the bragging rights, to be like, okay, I'm the only one who has this one piece of art from a particular artist. It's signed. That's it. That's where I'm trying to scratch my head on the fact with NFT, because there's no bragging rights on it. There's no like anybody. It's just, it can be a copy. Like what if because some.
Yeah, But I like to brag with the physical.
Well,
That's
not yet.
See,
Not
that's what I mean. See? That's a fine
give it time.
Yeah. Like if anybody purchases these pages from this Kickstarter, that's it. Even if I wanted to even try to like trace or whatever, it won't be the same. And usually I don't do that. I literally don't believe in doing that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But if somebody gets these pages, they got these pages. It's
Ooh,
done.
pretty.
It's done. You know, so that's my whole thing with original artwork.
Yeah, I know. I got my first original page on the way to me. Hopefully, it'll be here today. I'm kind of getting jealous because everybody else got their swag from this campaign so far that I know, but me.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward. I look forward to little things like that. Like, do I get more comics today?
Well, you brought up this interesting thing about the fact of cons, and I'm curious to see how cons, even though I'll say it right off, I'm not attending any cons this year, but I'm curious to see how cons are going to be this year, like what people talk about them. But the thing about it, the reality is that I'm seeing a lot of artists, like I'm doing it as well, that are doing auctions. We're doing like auctions, and we're selling our artwork right to collectors.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making money. So we're not losing money from travel, from hotels, and just from the exorbitant price of trying to buy a table. Because I mean, I don't know if people understand the fact that when you do a con, you could be talking about like $500 and up, even $1,000. And if you don't make that back, then that's a huge loss. That's a loss. I mean, the whole fact is that unless you're going to a con just to have fun and just to spend money, that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about people behind the table who haven't been invited to that con, who aren't being issued a free table, and they either if they don't live there, they have to fly there and get a hotel and stuff. That all adds up. That means that could end up being thousands of dollars or $1,000, even $1,000. And so you're sitting there and you're selling your stuff, and if you don't make that 1,000 or above, then that's a loss. That's a huge loss.
Oh yeah.
So it's like now you're seeing a lot of people, a lot of indie guys, and they're doing auctions. They're doing these massive auctions with various artists, and you're able to make money. You're able to just make money. You're able to connect with new people, fandoms out there. It's literally like a digital artist alley.
Oh yeah.
Not digital, but you know what I mean. Across the web, artist alley. So I'm really curious. I'm personally sitting back waiting to see what the how San Diego Comic-Con is going to do and what the numbers are going to be, if it happens.
I don't think San Diego's happening.
Maybe the price of everything will go down.
Well, here's another thing too, and one of the reasons why myself and many artists have some issues with some of the big cons is the fact that for the longest times, a lot of these big cons have not been, in my humble opinion, they have not been in the interest of the artists.
Nope.
They've been in the interest of, the actors and other things like that. And so I asked the question, why would an artist want to spend $500 to $1,000 going to a con when Artist Alley has been reduced to like a little sliver? I'm just saying, common sense. I think that what's going to happen is a lot of the LCSs are going to do good. Local comic book shows are going to do really well because first off, they're very small. It doesn't cost that much money, maybe $50 for a table. You do it for a day. It's going back to what original comic book cons shows were back in the 80s when it was low cost. You go on for a day, 2 days max, but maybe a day. Your table's cheap, and you're able to walk out with some money, and be like, okay, cool. And your artwork or whatever gets in the hand, or your comic book gets in the hands of the fans.
Yeah, because the other way, like even the
last
Rhode Island show was like that, where they basically shove, they take the vendor floor, and then they shove the comic book guys like all to kind of like the left side.
Yeah.
And fill up the rest of the room with vendors, and scoot everybody else up to like the third and fourth floor, where all the celebrity panels are, and where they're getting all their big money, because they're charging like $50 to like $700 for an autograph. You're gonna go buy a ticket, so the company that's running the show gets a huge cut of that, and then some of the actors are like, I'm like, why you?
Nope.
Because without your fans, you wouldn't have a job.
Well, I mean, my feeling has always been the fact that if you're gonna do it just bothers me when I hear Comic-Con, when I hear the words comics in the title of a supposed show. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that they're not pushing comics. I'm like, I don't mind if you want to have like a fan expo. I think it should be called Fan Expo, Celebrity Con, that kind of thing. I think those are great names. I just think you should call it what it is, and then so that comic book.
You're right, Gamera. You're completely right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Yeah, oh, thanks. You're gonna be blushing over here, man. But I mean, I just think that if you really truly are gonna be behind the artists and stuff like that, then you got to do something to be able to say, okay, we're here for you, you guys, and for you to be able to put your books out there and get them in front of people to read and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Don't just give them a small little sliver and then charge them like $400 or $500 for a table. I'm just saying that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and most of these artists, like ourselves, we're not big names either. We're not like, already established IPs. We're all struggling. We're on the level trying to get our voices out there and stuff. And that's just, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Hey, Bristolian Dave.
Hey, all right, Geekery. Hey. Oh, thanks. Thanks for putting the link in there.
Yep.
In the chat.
I was like, I'm running around and go, what am I forgetting? Oh yeah. The link. There's the link. It's obviously in the show notes. Like Leo Pond would say, up above or down below, depending on where you're watching this.
And I just want to just add that, again, this isn't me throwing shade on cons and stuff. I think that cons have their place and stuff like that. I just wish that, again, let's really think about what kind of con what a con is now in this time. Like, are they celebrity cons? Are they, let's think on that terms, and then if it's truly going to be a comic book con, then it should have comic books. It should have comic books. It should have artists who are selling their comic books and so forth. And then, hey, cosplayers too. I don't want to see cosplayers go away, but I don't want to see Artist Alley reduced to a sliver. Mm-hmm. There's a pie, and then Artist Alley's a small little sliver, and then it's like, hey, okay. And then most people are just kind of walking right through that sliver because they're trying to make their way to the big time celebrity. I'm just saying that's the only thing. So I have my eyes watching. I want to see how this year goes.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean I like some of like the local big shows to us.
It depends on the.
Did we freeze?
It depends on the convention too, because like you've got like.
Oh. Matt, you still there?
Oh, is that me?
Yeah. We're waiting for you. Yeah, we thought you. Go ahead. You got the floor, Matt. Yeah, you got the floor. Oh, we're losing them. Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. I'm still here. Right. Christ, can you guys? Yeah.
We hear you.
God,
I
don't know what the lag is on this. So.
You're on a 15-second delay.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the convention because, like, I'm out on the West Coast. I'm in Portland, and right. Portland does have a focus on quite a few of the artists, but like, shit. God damn it!
Oh man,
not here. It'll stink and draw flies.
Oh man. And yeah, again, I think.
Have I stopped?
Yeah, you stopped.
Keep talking.
I will add that as frustrating as it can be, I've always stuck with MacBook.
Dead air. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna suggest MacBook. I'm a Mac guy, so Mac can be infuriating in a sense, but boy.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine, Mark.
But no, Matt, I totally understand.
That's only infuriating when he lags.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I mean, it depends on the convention.
Yep. Yeah, no, and I totally agree. I think it does depend on the convention. I just think that a lot of sometimes bigger conventions.
Well, if this campaign does really well, I'll get myself a MacBook.
Oh yeah, when you get that, it's gonna be almost like when you open up, it's gonna be like, it's gonna just like a glow. Yeah, because I'm in Chrome. Actually, Mike brought up a good question. Are you in Chrome? Yeah, see, I'm using Chrome right now, but I have a MacBook Air.
Yeah, no, I'm on Chrome, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Chrome. It's this thing. It's we're dealing with the processing issues again.
Yeah.
So like I think it's just StreamYard because like Skype works fine.
Yeah. StreamYard is kind of it's tricky. It's very tricky.
Well,
buddy.
like I said, if this campaign does really well, I'll get myself a better laptop. So Yeah,
there you go. Well, I tell you, it's a good write-off.
Hint, hint.
It's a fantastic write-off. So,
but yeah, like
but yeah,
I completely agree. Like the big, yeah. Like I agree that the bigger conventions, like you're absolutely right, because like that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason I've been able to keep writing comics and paying for art so long is because like my tax season, it's fantastic.
You stop going to cons. You stop doing a bunch of those shows. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, for me, it was frustrating because for years, I mean, I've been in the scene.
Yeah. Okay. I'm back.
You want to step out for a little bit? Yeah, he's on a major delay. We might have to. I mean, yeah, there you go. Well, here you go.
Okay, back to what we're talking about now.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that I did a lot of shows. I mean, I'm saying like back in the 90s, I remember doing shows when I lived in Boston. So from the Boston shows to the Radisson Hotel, all the way up to like I've gone to San Diego Comic-Con. I've done New York Comic-Con. I've done Madison Park. I remember going to a con in Madison Square Garden years ago. And I also remember there was one in, it was in Times Square. I can't think of the name of it, but I used to go to that one too as well. But so I've done a lot of different shows. So I've literally gotten to see how comic book shows first started in the sense of the fan, the sense of people coming in, getting their books and stuff. And, because again, I like retailers too. I want to see all that. But Artist Alley was massive. I remember when you could just go in there and there'd just be all these amazing, so much varied, eclectic artwork. I mean, I would walk down there and you see something so different. You'd be like, oh, hey, cool. I want to buy something from this person just because it's so unique and different. Over the years, I've just seen that dwindle. I mean, it's definitely something. It's sad. It's very sad because when you see it, you go, "Oh my God!" It's like, what's happening?
Yeah, I might have seen you at an LCS or two.
Oh yeah. I love Plastic City Con, Plastic City Comic Con. That's fantastic. Keith is doing a fantastic job with that.
Plastic City Con. The Halloween events over at Wild Time.
Yeah. What they're doing is they're taking it down. They're taking it, scaling it down. And focusing on what's important. And I think if anything, that's going to be the thorn. That's going to be the thorn in the side of these big cons because you're starting to see a lot more of these pop up where they're like, hey, we can get some kind of haul or something. We charge $50 for a table, which is reasonable. And for a day, you go in for a day and all you focus on is comics and artists. you know, and then you may have one celebrity or somebody, whatever. Or it'd be nice to have somebody who's actually from the comic book industry come in and whatever, and that's it. Clean, cut and dry. There's no frills to it, nothing like that. You're starting to see more of those pop up, and those are going to do very well. And also, because of the pandemic, you're starting to see more of the online stuff. A lot of people are doing, just like I told you, a lot of people are doing auctions. They're doing a lot of, hello? Yeah, they're starting to do auctions. Is that me?
No, that's Matt.
Oh, okay. A lot of people are doing these online things. So you're seeing it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, these big cons are going to be hit on. They're going to start feeling that hit from all these sides and stuff. So it's inevitable.
Yeah, because they're going up like, $50 to $75 after the Ticketmaster thing just to walk through the door.
Well, that's crazy. That is
like, man, they wouldn't have seen me at Rhode Island Comic Con in 2019 if I actually had to pay.
What about the fact of people canceling?
Yeah.
What about that? Like somebody you want to see in the last minute. Unfortunately, like that's the big question I have. Like, because you know that many of these actors, they have these massive contracts, and the studios are like nervous because they're just like, hey, we don't want our actors to end up getting sick or anything like that. So I'm curious to see how that's going to be handled.
It's the dinosaurs. It's the dinosaurs. The big cons are the dinosaurs. The small cons are the mammals. And the coronavirus pandemic was the meteor.
Oh, wow. There you go.
I'm glad I could hear the rest of that because for a second I thought Matt was calling me a dinosaur.
I know. Hey,
No.
I'm like, if that's the case, you need to draw me into like issue 11 or something.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, you know what? I wear that as a. I was just talking to Jess today and talking about the fact that I said, man, at the age of like now I'm going to be 51 this year in August, and I'm like, I've never felt more stronger, more creative, more like energized. Like when I was growing up and I saw 50 didn't look. If 50 was like you look like you had been through something like war and hell, man. They'd be like, oh, I'm aching and hurting, and it just was bad. And now I'm like, I feel so energized. I feel like I'm 30. Like I'm ready. I'm energized to do some stuff. So yeah, I don't mind that. Because again, a lot of stuff that we talk about, think about it. It's like every time I think of stuff, I'm thinking of 70s and 80s. I'm aware of the new stuff, of course. I mean, you can't, it's just there, technology. But still, I mean, if you've grown up, I was born in 1970. So I've literally seen payphones, 8-track tapes, vinyl records, beat pagers or beepers, as we used to call them. I mean, Sony Walkmans, the jellies. I mean, I've literally lived through all that stuff, transitioning into this thing called the iPhone, which is like a walking computer. That's trippy. Sometimes you got to sit back and go, I've lived through that. I've literally lived through the point of like seeing the computer. Like I remember when I left art school, they were bringing the first Mac in, and I didn't know what the hell it was. I remember staring at it going, what is this thing? And they were like, yeah, next year, on a Mac.
I remember getting kicked out of the store in the 70s. My friends and I would all go in. We were like 7 or 8, and they get the first TI computer.
Wow.
When TI used to be in Attleboro, and they only had like 1 or 2 games for it, but it wasn't meant as a game console.
Yeah.
but the computer would actually, like, if you typed a certain command and then put something else in, it would actually talk back to you. So we kept getting thrown out because we keep making it say bad words.
Man, I mean that's something. I mean it's crazy. It's when you really sit back and think about it, you go, wow, just to see the stuff the way it is now, it's insane.
Remember when the computer had its own room?
Yes. Oh yeah. That's right. I don't think they even had. I think they had a
like that's where I came in.
I think they had a rough idea of technology, but I don't think that people even back then had any clue that technology would be at the place it is now and where it's still going. I mean, this is crazy. Like it's still evolving and stuff. So So the thing is that I told people out there to adapt.
Shut up, Dave.
1992. Oh my God, I was 22 years old at that time. 1991, I graduated from art school, and I was still working security, and then trying to figure out if I was going to be able to make a career out of art. And then finally, my sergeant, I was working for the security company, and they were like, okay, Frank, you got to sort of get off the pot on this. Do you want to go the path of literally become like armed security, that kind of thing, that path, or do you want to take the art path? And I was like, my sergeant looked at me and he said, Frank, you went to school. You clearly are passionate about it. You need to be making money doing art. And that was like that kick in the butt I needed. And from that point on, I was like, I have to make money drawing, period. You got to put it in your head, period. I got to do this, because then what's the point? It's almost like I would have wasted the time of all my teachers, my instructors, the people that believed in me and stuff like that, in myself. So, yeah. 1991, I was 21 years old, graduated from art school. And then 93 was when I actually got my first like solid like art gig. And that was for a film company doing storyboards.
That's good work.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, it was, and that's one of the things about it. I just sort of I lucked in a lot. Like I did a lot of hustling back then. I didn't have the luxury of internet. I had to actually, write letters. I got good at writing letters and then popping up on the doors, like going to the place and knocking on the door and have the door slammed in your face with a big cheeseburger grin on your face, like, hello, hey, clap, slam, get away. Like, okay, all right, here goes the next one. Check the list off. I'll be coming back next month.
Keep going.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can sort of.
You're either gonna hire me or you're gonna have to go to court and get a restraining order. Because
you build.
I'm keep coming back.
Well, that's the thing. I tell them, the youngsters. I say, hey, look, you got to build a thick skin. The thing about it is that you can't have the expectation that everyone's gonna love what you do. I mean, I never thought that. I never believed in my mind that somehow people are just going to fall all over themselves. And even when I thought about the times I wanted to work for Marvel or DC, in my mind, I would look at the artwork, the comics, and I'd be like, wow, this is really good. Like I have to be, you got to be really good to work for these guys. And so my mindset was like, I would have to learn how to get better and better. It wasn't like, oh, okay, I can draw somewhat good. And somehow that puts me on the same level like these individuals who clearly been in it for years. So my mindset was I always said a more grounded mindset about life. I was like, okay, well, I'll just get better. I just got to keep working at it.
Well, the more you do stuff, the better you get at it.
Oh, most definitely.
Don't get mad, get better.
Well, that's it. I think it's a shame that you see so much of it going online today. I feel that there's a lot of great energy being wasted and needless arguments. Work on your work. A mentor of mine once told me, he said, hey, Frank, if you really want to get on somebody's nerve, do better. And I was like, what? He said, yeah. He said, just do better. He said, just you work on making yourself a better person. And that's going to infuriate them so much because they're going to want you to be in the gutters with them. Come in the gutters with me. It's easy to get in the gutters. Anyone can get in the gutters and get into a dogfight. But when you can elevate yourself above that and stand there and be like, well, see, here I am. I'm not in the gutters. That's the level you want to be at. So that's what I strive for.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about all these perks you got. So
you got a lot of them. All right, Matt, you ready?
So you can pledge without a reward for $10. And I always tell this story because one Kickstarter, Graham Nolan changed this pledge without a reward to buy Graham a beer.
Oh, jeez.
And about 800 people bought him beers.
Oh,
and
God, wow.
It must have been like, a good Guinness or something because, otherwise that's like a six-pack at the local store.
I'm a Pilsner guy.
Well, there is. I did get attracted by an ad. I saw a certain brewing company has made a Star Trek beer. A Vulcan ale, and it's got really cool, almost airbrush looking Star Trek artwork on the label. And I was tempted to buy it, but it's a 4-pack for like $12. I'm like, oh, I could buy a 30 rack for that. Come on.
Yeah, I haven't done beers and ales in a long time, but I've kind of gone the route of vodka, rum, and bourbon. and whiskey. So those are my choices. And I'm not drinking the whole bottle. It's more like enjoying it, you know. And it's okay. Really appreciating the liquor.
I love that new peanut butter whiskey.
Ugh.
No. I love peanut butter, but a shot of that in my coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like dark roast French vanilla.
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes so good.
I used to be a beer guy. I used to love a lot of dark lagers, Guinness. I love Guinness, and I love dark lagers. But there was one point in my late 20s into my 30s, I was big time into like just stuff that left a bite. You know, like I was into espresso coffee. I was like espresso chewing coffee beans and stuff. That's when it was horrible, when I didn't get sleep and stuff like that. It was like, and then I love dark beers. You know, I went through a phase where I was drinking like, and then Coronas. Coronas was my summer. Every time summer, I would be at Corona, and then I would go through this dark stage of dark beers and stuff. But then I've just kind of moved away from it, and now I'm just like, give me a little shot here and there, and I'm good.
Yeah, people are like, you drink your beers way too fast. You need to be drinking a dark beer so it'll last longer. And I went, and they're like, oh, damn.
You got to appreciate it. You got to appreciate it, you know? Don't guzzle it down.
Just as long as it's not an IPA. I don't like IPAs. Too much hops.
Cider's good. I like cider.
Yeah, cider's good. But I'm with Frankie on this. I'm more of a hard liquor person. So
yeah, you do a nice little, like if you get something good, something goes good, you sit back and go, I'm gonna give me some bourbon.
Yeah, I like good aged scotch or a good whiskey.
There you go.
You know, and
go back and reflect on life. You know, you get your chair and just like,
you get a couple of ice cubes in it, cool it down, get it watered down.
There you go.
Bruise it. What are you, crazy?
No. Whiskey with water's a thing.
There you go.
With scotch and water, and well, you know, I'll have like a little bit of that, and next thing you know, I'm waking up wondering what day it still is because I just took my old man nap in the middle of the afternoon. You know, I'm looking at the calendar on my cell phone trying to figure out what day it is. Make sure I don't miss a show or anything. You know, so.
Okay, so fun fact, I have never had a hangover in my life.
Wow.
I've only thrown up once.
Yeah, I did a lot of puking back in my 18s.
Oh, yeah. I would throw up, and like 30 seconds later, I'd be drinking again.
I definitely was preaching to the porcelain god many times back in my the early 20s.
Oh, yeah.
But I started drinking late. Like it was in high school, like near the end, like when I was 18. I graduated when I was 18. So the first time I really got into drinking was because a friend of mine worked at a liquor store, and he was like, yo, dude, Frank, you're graduating. I'm going to throw you a party. And all I knew was all this booze, and no one knew how to mix. It wasn't about mixing. He'd just be like, we had a Coca-Cola and whatever hard liquor, and we're just drinking, just mixing stuff. And I just was just guzzling it down. And I had my moments, man. So yeah, I don't want to do that stuff ever again. No. Daniel.
After his 21st birthday, they found him passed out on the toilet.
Yeah. But that is funny. Yep.
Jack and Ginger's my favorite.
But you know what's funny? I had this guy I got in a conversation with this guy, and he said, you know what's kid? And he was an older gentleman, and he said, kid, he said, you know what you want to do? You want to have great stories. And I just remember that. He always would say, you gotta have stories so that when you come to the end of your life, you just really, you're like, hey, yeah, I did this, and this, and this. You just don't want to be that bad. You don't want your stories to be really bad. You just want to be like really cool, like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, well, you also want to remember the stories, which, I mean, when I go to parties, I mostly stay sober because then I get to watch all the people make complete and total fools of themselves.
Yeah.
So then I get to stories.
You want to be awake so, you can be one of the people drawing on them with the permanent marker.
Oh yeah.
You still started a lot earlier than I did, Frankie. I started at 21, so don't worry, you're good. Anyway.
I got you beat by 3 years early. Yeah. 18.
Yeah. Again,
I started around 15.
Woof.
Because I looked so much older, so I could.
Yeah.
They used to have the books in the liquor stores. If you forgot your ID, you would just write your name, write down your birth date, and sign your name, and then be like, okay, make sure you bring it next time. I couldn't tell you how many times I signed a book as Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent.
Oh my God! So well, there you go. You got a story. That is a story.
Yeah, see? So if you just want to donate extra, that you can pledge $1 or more.
Sure.
You can do the $10 thank you pledge.
Yep.
If you can't afford the shipping overseas, talking to you, Bristolian Dave. Even though he hates PDF, there is a PDF available, so at least you can read the book.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at it's the cost of a regular digital comic by the big two. So like we're being competitive with the Marvel and DC. So, yeah, we're competitive.
And it's a great price. You can go to the town deputy and get yourself a physical book.
And there you go.
And they are shipping anywhere in the world. Some of these projects only ship, like if they're in the US, they only ship there or whatever. But we're working on things to get books back and forth.
Well, ideally, we want people. I want books to be in people's hands.
Oh yeah.
I think that's where I don't know my feelings for. I want it in a physical copy in a person's hands.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And like I'm not going to share names because sharing data over the internet is wrong, you guys. But we have at least 2 people from the UK and 1 from Leipzig, which I'm butchering the pronunciation. 1 from Germany, at the very least, who have donated. So we've got some international recognition for this project, and it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's wonderful, and I am just over the goddamn moon.
Yeah, I know it is because again, we're just indie guys. We're not. This is a brand new IP. We're indie guys, and we're just trying to create something. That's it.
You love us. You really love us.
Yeah, that's it. No frills or anything. It's like we're not coming out with such and such. It's just that we're just hey, look, if you like what it looks like, hang along. Hang with us.
Oh yeah,
for the ride. Hopefully, because next year that's when the actual series will be dropping.
And I don't think there's enough Western comics around anymore.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and let me stress this. Once this campaign is done, like you will not be able to find this anywhere. So this is it. So when you're on the news and you're watching like Amazon announcing, a multi-million-dollar show, Kaijus and Cowboys,
I like the way he's thinking.
Yeah, you'll be able to say, I own a piece of this.
Yeah.
That maybe a couple that like only 1,000 people around the world have. So just saying, imposing that little sense of urgency there.
Well, what does that go back to what we talked about? The fact of the collector. The collector wants to have something that they can have bragging rights about. Just like when people go get CGC?
Yeah.
The grading and stuff like that. They want to have that bragging right to be like, I'm the only one who has this. I'm one of a few people that have this. That's the whole thing. So, that's why I want to get as many copies into people's hands.
Oh yeah. And this is a cool one because this falls right in between. Is the saloon owner? Boy, would I love to own my own saloon. You get the physical book, and then you get to choose one of the following. You can either get the patch, sticker, or a digital wallpaper as included with the physical book. Then we go to the town sheriff. This one can be dicey because it's okay to shoot the sheriff, but just not the deputy.
Yeah, I was pulling these names out of my butt. I was just like a vague Western theme when I was doing this. So, there's no rhyme or reason. So that's what it was.
The toughest thing about a Kickstarter isn't just setting it up for like that, 6 months, like 3 before and 3 after, and the 3 in between, whatever. And I got to come up with a name for each tier, and it should be something to do with the book. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't have to. It's just a good idea.
Yeah, it
Well,
makes,
I mean, yeah,
it makes more sense.
well, you're still thinking about it like a store. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is that how do you bring somebody into your store? You don't want to have a bland, window dressing or just this thing. You want something that's going to excite people to say, "Come on in." So that's the trick. The trick is making something that can engage people. And I thought it was a hoot when he started doing that. Matt did all these with the, because it's engaging. It's just fun. It's engaging. You're telling people right there that you have a sense of humor about it and stuff like that. That's the story,
Oh yeah. Town Sheriff, you get the physical book, the patch, digital wallpaper, and stickers.
Yep, all of it.
And then we go to the Kaiju Researcher.
Yes.
Physical copy of the book, patch, stickers, digital wallpaper, and exclusive Kickstarter print. Aha! Did I roll by a picture of an exclusive?
Well, here, let me see if I can do a share screen. Let's see.
Yeah, don't worry. Once this shuts down, I'll be sharing it all over the place. So.
All right, wait a sec. Let's see. Entire screen. Okay. I was trying to do this the other day. Share.
There it is.
Oh, wait a sec. Let me just.
Yeah, pull it up so we're not looking at your desktop.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Here, how do I? Oh, I can see. Let's see. How do I stop? I'm gonna stop the screen and I'm gonna pull it up. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm learning. I did a show the other day, and I was trying to do this whole share screen thing, and I'm like, This StreamYard. This is an interesting. It's pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only been around. I think like a little over a year.
All right. Wow. All right, let's open that up. Then let's see.
Yeah, I think that explains a lot of the problems because this laptop is like 3 or 4 years old. So yeah, it makes sense.
Mm.
So let me just close
that. The next tier is the Kaiju Tracker, where you get the book, digital wallpaper, patch, stickers, print, and a custom sketch card from Frankie B.
Yeah, the 75 reward tier is actually really interesting. It's the first one that we limited, and I initially limited it to 5, but we sold out in like the first couple of days, didn't we, Frankie?
Yes. Yeah, I was like, yo, we gotta change that.
Yeah, and so we've completely re-upped it. It's 50, so if you want to make Frankie work like an absolute madman for the next couple of months, make sure to order this.
Not just that, but it'll give him plenty of stuff to show off on his YouTube channel.
That too.
Most definitely. Oh, come on. How does it do the trying to do full screen and it's not complying, but can you guys see it?
Okay, I got it. Boom. There we go. Now now you can control it. Yep.
Okay.
Whoop. It was there and then it disappeared.
Oh, here. I'll put it back up.
There it is.
All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Full screen. It's like this was we decided to put this up and so people can see what the actual print is. We wanted to get over that 2,000 mark and then finally go, okay, now we can start showing people, what they're getting, which is important. I think that's the thing. I think me and Matt, we talked about it where, again, we hear the horror stories of crowdfunding, whereas people, the horrors of it where comic books don't get made or people are doing campaigns, but they don't have anything done and stuff. Yeah. So we have the book is done and stuff like that. But again, because of these kind of incidents, it's a broad brush can sometimes be painted on all of us. on all the people out there. So that's why the thing is that we have to try to be part of that standard in doing these crowdfundings where we actually are saying, okay, what we're telling you, we're going to actually do. Instead of the fact of like, okay, we're just trying to spin this whole thing and be like, okay, well, here's a few pictures, and the next thing you know, you don't get the book for like 2 years or whatever. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen with this. Is everybody good? They saw it?
Yep, everybody saw it.
All right, cool. All right, get out of that. Stop screen. Okay, cool.
There we go. Whoops.
The thing about this wonderful age we live in is that it's never been easier to get your work out there, but at the same time, it's never been easier to get your work out there.
Yeah.
Like, so, you've got, creators who are trying to do the right thing, who are trying to create something good, but at the same time, you have, there's no easy way to say it, the scam artists.
Well, and also the fact that you have people who it's almost like they don't get the understanding that this is business.
Yeah.
Doing comic books is business. When you start asking people for money, you've now entered the realm of business. That means that you got to think about taxes. You got to think about cost of distribution. You got to think about production costs and all that stuff. And I think many people who do these Kickstarters, they're not thinking that. I think that they're just saying, oh man, I got this idea and I just saw this Kickstarter and they made like 6-figure sum. And now I'm going to make that because my idea is the greatest idea since sliced bread and whatever, and bacon. And, and all of a sudden it's going to be this and this and this. And then all of a sudden the reality hits in. And the cold reality is that you need a product. And then have you factored out what the cost is going to be for distribution? And then, and then if you have a team of people that's working in production, what happens when one of the members of the team suddenly gets sick? Or they vanish. I've seen a lot of that too, which is unfortunate. Where all of a sudden an artist skips or a colorist skips or whatever. So there's all these different things that are playing in there. And what happens is it just leaves a bad taste in the consumer's mouth. And they go, and especially when it's not just one person, when there's a few of these that are going on, that's when all of a sudden a broad brush, people get a little skittish. Yeah. And they go, oh, okay. So you guys are coming out and you're asking this and it's such and such. And it's tough for us because now we got to come and try to prove. We got to say, look, no. We got this done. This is done. We want to get this in your hands as soon as possible. And the reward tiers and stuff like that, you're going to get them. And once it's all fulfilled, then we're going to be moving into the main production of the comic book series.
Yeah. Now this next tier, $100, you get the book, digital wallpaper, stickers, patch print, custom sketch card, and a personalized 1,000 to 2,500 word story.
Yep.
About the sketch card. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a story about the sketch card.
And here I'm asking. Yeah. Oh, here's a picture right now. Here's an actual sketch card.
Oh, that's
actual
sweet.
Sketch card. This is official Kaijus and Cowboys. A sketch card. It's a 32-point black sketch card, so it's kind of thick. It has a nice thick kind of base about it. Really solid. And what it is that you're going to be getting, this is what I consider a black and white image. So one character, some environment, and in black and white, that means that I'll put some gray tones on it.
Yeah.
So I wanted people to understand. So it's not just black and white line art. It's going to be like gray tones on it. Now, if you're truly inclined to want to get color, then after the auction, you can reach out to me and then we can talk about the coloring and stuff which will be a separate amount than what the auction is. But, I personally like the black and white gray tone.
Oh yeah.
But, so this is just an example of what we're offering. And here's another one too. This is actually the creature that's on the front cover.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Ape rhino.
That's rad.
So there you go. So that's the sketch cards.
Oh, and Matt's back.
Yeah, we're doing this again. Sorry.
That's a thing. And a $250 tier, the Kaiju Wrangler. Also, on top of everything else, gets you you get a custom 8x11 drawing of your very own.
Yes.
So they will send you a piece of paper and a pencil so you can custom make your own drawing. No. Frankie's going to do the drawing.
Yeah, I'll take you out a pencil and paper. All I need is just like you tell me what you're looking to have done, one character, some environment, and yeah. And I don't care. I don't care who the character is going to be. You just tell me, and I'll just draw away. Black and white, some gray tone on it.
Cool. And there's only 2 of those available in that tier.
Yeah. No, I'm always I'm always amazed because I'm like, man, this is like original artwork. You know, like I'm always seeing people that ask me about original. I'm like, this is your chance to get some original artwork.
Yeah, and you know, that's a pretty low price.
Oh, you're gonna yeah.
That's like it's the last hour of the convention. I need to make my table money.
Well, let me see. I'm trying to think if I have anything. I mean, I don't. What can I show you guys? Commissions. What do I? Oh, well, here's an example. A level of artwork I've done because I'm actually doing this. This was a auction. This piece has already been picked up, but this is actually a sketch cover that I did an auction for last Saturday. And this is already this is the full page is already opened up. So this is already purchased. But this is the level of artwork that I do. So try to imagine 8.5 by 11, one character. And I always tell people I'm kind of generous. Like when I say that, I tend to add little stuff in there. People who know me, I tend to add little things in there. So, but yeah, so that's going to be a really good price.
This is what I've been getting to look at for the past 6 years. It's so happy.
Actually, here's another example too. This book actually got purchased as well. This is a sketch cover.
Nice.
I'm drawing something on the back right now.
The big wraparound ones, those are just crazy.
Great. Yeah. Maybe one day that could be a good thing. Maybe we end up having blank covers for the Kaijus and Cowboys.
Yeah.
Talk about collect the thing right there. Just have you do like a blank cover. Put those out there. Whew.
Yeah, those are popular on other streams. Hey, Matt, welcome back.
Yeah, it's when you go full screen. It's basically like if the StreamYard has to do anything more complicated beyond this, it just goes kaput. So, but blank sketch covers are
be nice.
Yeah, they've been a thing. I've noticed. I mean, I focus more on the writing and more on the craft, but that. But I'm always in awe of people who can like draw something beyond a stick figure because I do not have the time, I have the time, but I don't have the patience for it. So I decided, screw it, I'm going to be a writer. Take the lazy way out.
And that's I just want to stress to people, that's a huge stick right there. That's heavy lifting right there. Because writing a story, that's the opposite where I look at it, because I've concepted ideas and I've done my own self-publishing over the years, but that's tough. That's not an easy thing to do, to be able to come up with a story and then shape the journey of that story and get it to a point. I mean, that's a whole nother animal right there. So I say this, it's heavy lifting on both sides.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way I've always internalized it is that the artist grabs people's attention, but it's the writer's job to keep it. Yes, it's the writer's job to keep it going and to I'm a big fan of writing that makes people think, even if they're not like conscious of it. Like, because I do think that, our first job is to entertain, but a good entertainer knows that it's more than just skin deep. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree. Well, it's almost like, I don't know, when I think of Kaijus and Cowboys, and I know this is a big one, but I feel like how Jack Kirby was doing stuff, where he was able to entertain, but if you read his stories, they had deep meaning behind them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I know that's a huge thing to say, And I'm not saying that I'm Jack Kirby or you're Jack Kirby or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, if we could capture that, whatever that is, I'd be a very happy camper. Like, if people read Kaijus and Cowboys and be like, boy, I got something out of this, but also it was enjoyable.
Yeah, and that is not easy to do. Not very easy to do at all. So
these are actually the original pages. I usually draw much smaller. Like, this is actual like the comic book size.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm comfortable. So if people decide to buy a single page, I'll have to end up, using an X-Acto knife to cut the page in half and stuff like that. But
yeah, you cut the page in half to ensure proper delivery and everything.
Well, the thing is that for the campaign, we have a reward tier up for the actual interior pages, so people can purchase them. So we have like 20.
Yes.
20 pages. So yeah, so I would have to literally have to cut these, and then you would have to.
That's how I said that, because I just read it and memorized it from the page and just read it back to you.
But there you go, all hand done.
Unless of course you donate and buy 2 pages, in which case we'll probably just send you. We'll probably send you that.
Yeah, that'd be great too.
If you want one.
Yeah,
you might even just have Frankie knocking on your door. I'm here with pages.
Got some pages for you. Come on now.
That is the Kaiju Hunter.
That's the Kaiju Hunter. Yep.
There's 20 pages available.
Yep.
It's first come, first serve.
First come, first serve.
Like like anything else.
The big one's the cover.
Oh yeah.
You get the
Grand Marshal of the New West.
That's probably the title I'm most proud of.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's only one of them, because there's only one cover.
One cover for this. One cover. And I'll tell you one thing, people have been loving that cover.
Yeah, but you can own the original cover. $500, you own the original cover, the book, the stickers, the digital wallpaper, and a cover suitable for framing and hanging up in your movie room.
That's right.
Or your man cave, otherwise known as the basement, because that's where your wife keeps you.
Oh man, I wish that I remember meeting Kevin Eastman years ago in Boston, and it kills me that I never bought like original artwork from him.
Oh, I know.
It's just one of those, I remember giving him. I drew a picture of Leonardo, and I was really nervous, and I gave it to him. I was like, "Oh, this is for you, Mr." And he's like, "Oh, that's thanks, kid." And he just was like, "Hey," telling me a little bit, and we were talking. But it never dawned on me just to be like, "Well, can I get a sketch or buy a sketch from you, or whatever?" Which it probably wouldn't have been that much either back then. Back then, it was so much more cheaper, and so it's like those little regrets, or you're like, "Oh, he was right there, literally." Right there, like there was no handler, none of that. He was just right across from him.
Oh yeah, his wife and daughter were at the table still setting up, and he walked in and stood in front. And there was a line around the place.
Yeah.
To meet him, and I was already in the room, so I was like standing by the room. Everybody looks at me; they just think I'm security.
Yeah. I'm
like, and
that's what I mean. It's like,
no, and he came in. I go, "Hey, Kev, how you doing?" Shook his hand.
Yeah.
Go, love your work. Can we please go back to the volume 1 black and white, very violent turtles? Because that stuff was great.
Well, I mean, I guess the thing about it is, my point is that it's just about those missed opportunities. Mm-hmm. That's the regret. The regret of, like, you go, man, there was a chance to get something and you miss out on it. And it's going,
yeah. I'm so angry, because he had like some reprints of the original books that he was doing remarks on and signing.
Yep.
$50 remark, and he would just do a profile of Donatello or Leonardo or April or anybody, and I'm like, and I thought afterwards, I go, look at myself almost in the mirror and go, man, you're an ass.
Yeah.
But I did get to hang out with Jilton Joe Sinat.
Okay.
And I got a I talked to him and some other people. One of the original women that drew Wonder Woman was there.
Wow. Okay.
And I got to meet and talk to her, and I somewhere in the mess that is my 2,400 foot loft here is an original Helena Wayne Huntress drawing from.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
From Joe, and I also won one of the Joe Sinat inking challenges.
Yeah.
The Loki one that Bob put up. I actually won it, and it's signed. It was Joe's original blue line. Inked by various other artists, and Rusty Gilligan actually did that one.
Oh yeah.
So I've got it signed by Rusty and Joe. Joe signed it like twice. So
this is why people have to get original. You got to. I mean, I'm telling you right now, don't miss out on it. That's the whole thing, because you look at that as you're telling the story. You're all excited. You're smiling and stuff. It feels good because you're like, I got this. I got this. No one else has it. You got it. And that's what I want. I want people to feel like they got something, because you never know. I mean, I don't let my head get so big and be like, oh yeah, Kaijus and Cowboys is going to get picked up or whatever. I'm not even thinking that far right now. My main thought is that we're going to see the campaign go the way it goes, and then we got the work ahead of us. That's all I can think of. But we live in a strange world where a lot of things are getting picked up and snatched up really quick, and so you just don't know. And then if it did happen, then all of a sudden it's like, oh man. I just missed out on buying these guys things when they were only asking this much. And now they got some agent now, and the agent's trying to charge thousands of dollars for it.
And it's, all of a sudden you don't have the first zero appearance of these characters anywhere, and the comic book's blowing up, and all of a sudden one of the speculator pages announces that they just heard that HBO Max is picking up Kaijus and Cowboys as an animated series.
Well, how do you feel about that, Matt? HBO Max or Netflix?
HBO Max. I've heard some.
Okay.
Well,
HBO Max has more money.
Okay. HBO Max. Okay.
Actually, no. Right. I mean, if you're gonna sell your soul to anyone, sell it to Amazon, because Amazon doesn't care about making money, but they're in an active rush to spend it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: that Invincible cartoon animated show was unbelievable. Oh,
yes.
Have you seen it, Matt? Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
And so good.
Oh man,
I actually never read the book.
I read only a few.
This was my first experience to it.
Yeah, I want to read them all, but it's like, that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, the Comixology is running a Robert Kirkman sale. Like, all his books are like 50% off, and if you splurge like $5 for the unlimited package, which is just $5 a month, you get like the first 8 volumes you can for free. So, I mean, I know the big argument is between physical or digital comics, but just saying, that's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not a digital guy.
I know.
I'm not a digital guy either, but I've bought digital.
Yeah.
When I couldn't say no, and I've only bought it from Humble Bundle, because I know it's a donation going to like something to help out comic book artists and stuff.
Yeah, as much as I respect, again, I want to be clear. I do respect digital. Me personally, I'm just too tactile for that. I'm just I had a friend of mine sent me like the UK Transformers run. I've yet to read it. It's sitting on my hard drive. I can't get it. I tried to read it and I looked at the screen and I'm like,
I bought the entire, minus the Negan book that just came out. I bought the entire run of Walking Dead for $15 digitally.
Right. I love paper in my hands. A friend of mine for Christmas bought me a massive what was that? The Marvel Werewolf series. Werewolf by Night. Got that big book and I'm just folding it over. I just love paper. I just love that feeling of it, that control of it. It's just, that's in my blood. So I'm always trying to tell people, I go, I think digital is great. I think that if people who are overseas or they can't get close to a physical book, I think that's great, and I'm glad they exist. But I'm just not in that. I'm more in the tactile.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, it's like I agree. Like the tactile sense is absolutely a thing, but like for me, it's like, I have I'll wake up, I'll get ready to go to work, I'll download a comic, and then like when I'm on break, I'll just scroll through the comic.
Oh, there you go.
I'm doing 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So like,
well, I've been told that most of my comic books now are like put on my wish list for like presents. So that's how I get through it. I get by it. I'd be like, okay, you give me a gift, then here you go. I'll put it in my Amazon wish list, and that's it. I don't look at it and I'm going, okay, there you go. And then when you get it, you go, oh wow. So that's why I've been getting most of my books.
That's true. I mean, I've been reading. Like I said, I've been doing the Comixology Unlimited thing. So like every month they'll put like a title of like a list of like, free stuff that you can download and read. And like, that's how I get most of what I do. Like, and they'll do like promotional stuff. Like, if they have, if Disney Plus has a Marvel show coming out, they'll usually do like a sampler comic of some of the volumes of that character. Like they did, they did like the more recent Captain America stuff.
Oh, cool.
That was available.
Maybe Kaijus and Cowboys can get on Comixology.
Hey,
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
It's a long process to get on there, and the only thing that stinks is the creators aren't allowed to pick what pages they want, like on their listing for a preview.
Oh, okay.
Comixology just 5 pages. Yeah, they automatically just get. We're taking the first 5. We don't care.
Yeah. But I mean, that panel to panel scrolling is just fantastic. Like, especially if you have a small phone. Now, if you have like an iPad, then you absolutely want like the full page. But
I think again, that's a smart market, because again, you're hitting both sides. Like I think that comic books, if people can read them digitally or physically, that's a win-win. That's just another way for people like us to be able to make something from the stuff that we're doing and get it in front of eyes and various eyes. So yeah, I'm definitely, yay. You read digital? I'm like, read digital.
As long as you're reading comics. But this issue is not going to be on Comixology. This issue will not be anywhere except the Kickstarter. I cannot stress this enough.
Yep, good. Yep, that's right. So, that's right. This is it. Boy, how long, man? We've already gone past what? 2 hours?
Hour and a half.
Has it been an hour and a half? Like 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
But before the time was slapped in my face, I was getting ready to bring us out to a close because I know you have a lot of work to do ahead of you with sketch cards and covers in a year's worth of art.
That's good stuff, though. That's the good kind of trouble you want to get in. You want to keep them busy. You want to stay busy and off the streets, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we've got the series plotted out. We've got that sorted out. I just have to, the hard work's finished. Now all I have to do is write the damn thing. Yeah. That's the joke I like to have. And
you just have to write in between the plot points to fill it in.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's only 22 pages. It's different for writers than it is for artists, but we got that. And also, I'm actually, letting you guys in on a little secret. Later this year, I'm going to be running another Kickstarter for a different project with a different creative team.
Oh, nice! Look at this guy. He's busy.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Yeah. The funny thing is like. When I graduated college, like, cause it was like 2011 and like, the 2008 recession was still on. And so no one was hiring, especially like a young snot-nosed history major fresh out of college with no job experience, whatever. And I spent years trying to find work and I couldn't find anything. And then sort of the floodgates opened and everyone was hiring all at once. And it's kind of the same with the comics as well, because my sort of origin story, unlike I love the how opposite Frankie and I are, because I didn't know I wanted to write comics until I was in my mid-20s. I'm pretty new to the industry, and it was all like, sure, whatever, I can do this. It can't be that hard. It's incredibly hard. Just letting everyone know. But I was a little more informal. I was self-taught, I was like, well, let's see if this works. And so I ascribed very much to the learning by doing. And part of that learning was getting the thousands of rejections.
Yes.
Which is, something Frankie can speak to as well. And
yes.
The same thing happened. One day we're submitting pitches blindly to any publisher we can. And the next day it's like, oh, I now have 2 projects that have big publishers. And it's like, wow, this is, night and day. So ramble over.
No, that's that. And see, I always feel like, again, in situations like this, I've always told people that it's all about, if we can just get somebody out there, get this stuff out there, whoever it's the writer or whatever, it just helps everybody else. It's like Matt's doing other stuff and it's getting out there, and it brings eyes to, to this project, and vice versa, What it's almost like Robert Kirkman. He's working on all these numerous things, but it brings eyes to all the different stuff. And that's what we want. I want more eyes to see it.
And hey, Robert, if you're watching this, we're huge fans, and we'd absolutely love to work with you on something at Skybound.
Oh, jeez. There you go. Look at this guy. Hustler, man. I love it. Straight out hustler.
You cannot stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh, that's right. Amen to that.
I'll just share the video out and keep tagging him in it. One of his people will be like, they want to talk to you so bad.
Yeah.
Send them a rejection letter. Okay.
No, that rejection letters don't mean crap.
Nope. Because, look at the rejection letters Todd McFarlane got when he started.
Sure. But the key thing about it is that you got to have some, for me, it's always been about, you got to have something. That means you got to, and it's not just like one book, it's got to be a few, where people can see that you have the staying power. Because I think that a lot of creators have to understand that these publishers, they're in it for business too. What's the point of publishing if you can't make any kind of money or revenue or anything from it? So the thing is, they want to make sure that the teams that they get are going to be serious-minded, dedicated, passionate. They're going to get it done. And then they can keep the machine going. They don't want somebody who's going to come in and be like, oh, okay, I'm got one book and then I can't get this done because I'm laboring over it for 3 months or whatever. No publisher ever wants to hear that. They want to hear something that's going to be a fluid machine, just constantly. And then we see where that takes you.
They want somebody that they can play rinse and repeat with.
Well, yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Someone who can meet their damn deadlines.
Well, deadlines are important, man.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Oh.
It's part of the reason why I've been able to work with this guy for 6 years.
Yeah.
My mind is blown that to this very day, I managed to get Frankie. So, flattery all around. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. It's been a fantastic ride, and I wouldn't do it any other way. So,
Oh, thanks, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. I'm so hardwired. I'll sit and I don't mind joking and whatever, but there's that part of my mind that's hardwired that when work has to get done, then I got to get the work done. My mother used to say that. She said, you can play later after you get your work done. You get your chores done. Then you can watch Creature Double Feature, or you can play with your robots and whatever, but you got to get the work done. If you don't get the work done, then it's going to be waiting for you. And then that's no fun, So once you get it all done, then you can start playing. And so that's how I think of it. I'm like, I got this job. Matt or anybody is asking me, they need it for a certain time. I'm going to try to bust this out. I'm going to try to get the best quality work to them before they even need it. So that just in case there may be edits, I tell any artist out there, you want to be able to come and give somebody something that, just in case there might be an edit, and prepare yourself for that edit. Brace yourself for it. Be like, okay, all right, I know I may have to change it. Be surprised when there's no edits needed. That's the good thing.
Yeah, I'd say that. Whatever point you're at, it can only go up from there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the piece of advice I sort of created for myself was the worst thing they can do is say no. That's it.
That's right.
Mhm.
And it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. Don't get mad, get better.
That's right.
Moving back to that.
There you go.
So
It's the only way to go. So why don't you tell everybody where they can follow you online and check out your stuff and YouTube channels and all that good stuff?
All right. Well, Frankie B. Washington. That's my full name. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, and I'm also on Facebook, and as well as LinkedIn. But But anyway, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and that's my full name. Just type it in, and I should pop up.
all right. My name's Matthew Blair. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Twitter mostly. That's the best way to get in contact with me. It's mblair112. And I also have a website called Cambrian Comics, which has Frankie and I's long-running webcomic, which has kind of stalled out a little bit because we've been focusing on other things.
Yeah.
But we have over 400 strips of content on it already. So, if you want some entertaining stuff there. I also have some blog posts as well that, talk about some fun stuff. That's really where I am. I don't have the biggest footprint on the face of the planet, but if you reach out to me on Twitter, I will probably respond.
It's getting
if you go to the website and stop reading those 400 strips now, by the time you finish, they'll probably catch up and have time to squeeze in a couple more.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, it's a cool idea, and there's a lot of room for stories there that we haven't done. Like, I've got a laundry list of storylines for that webcomic on my hard drive somewhere that I'd love to write them. So as soon as this catches on, as soon as all the other projects are up and running and under control, that could start happening.
That's the key thing, because I think one of the things about many people out there is that, it's like you got to make sure that you manage your time. You don't want to put yourself too thin. I mean, the thing about it, you see a lot of people doing it, and they're trying to do multiple stuff, and it's like, it's almost like you're starting to weed out all that creativity. And then you start seeing it. You literally see books just start breaking down because the stuff is that they're so thin. Everything's so thin. The artwork is being rushed and the story's just starting to lack because it's like work on something, make it really good, and then you see what the next thing is.
You got to get issues like in the bag ahead of time.
Most definitely.
So you can 2-time them afterwards and check out everything that you've done, see if you need to make any changes or edits to the script or anything, and you go from there. You always want to give yourself extra time. My mother used to say, "I'd rather be an hour early than 2 minutes late."
Amen. I like that. Yes.
And that was probably because I made her late for everything. I've improved.
My old choir teacher would always say, if you're 10 minutes early, if you're 15 minutes early, you're actually 10 minutes late. That was how they phrased it, because you want to be in your seat and warmed up and ready to go before class starts. So,
right.
Yeah. Well, if you're due on shift at 5 o'clock and you're just walking in the door at 5 o'clock, you're late.
That's late. Yeah.
You need to be on time for a job. You have to be there at least 15 minutes early.
Oh, I would be so early. Yeah. That's just yeah.
I learned that. I started showing up 3 hours early for work from one of the clubs I started working at. It goes, "You're here early?" I go, "Want me to be late?" No. And then 2 weeks later, I had truck trouble and problems with a sick kid, and I was late. You're fired. And a day later, he hired me back. So, you were considered a real employee there if you hadn't been fired at least once. Well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out.
Fantastic time.
Congratulations on getting picked up by Second Sight. And people need to get out and get this book because this is gonna be a major key issue in the Kaijus and Cowboys world. Because
yes, we're looking for that. We're trying to get over 100 backers, so that's the mission now.
Oh, we can do that. We can absolutely do that. And because I know the fans are out there, we can find 20 Kaiju fans that want to take a chance on something new and interesting.
I like that. The challenge is on. Come on, let's make it happen.
Yeah. Pledge, if you're short on money, toss a buck in and, sign up for the email list just in case you sell, I don't know, an original piece of art.
There you go. Yep.
To get a bigger piece of art.
There you go.
And you never know. And by all means, share it out on all your social media.
Right.
And ask all your friends to check it out and see what's up with this Kaijus and Cowboys.
Well, hey man, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
All right, back on that.
It's great seeing you again, my man.
All right. Hey, all right. Getting it done.
And we'll talk soon.
Most definitely. Take care now.
Take care, everybody. Have a great day.